Hello everyone, welcome back to Valley of the Mist Block of the Month. I'm Adriane Ritter.
And I'm Shelley McNeely.
And we're here with the April 2023 Block of the Month. So, number one, this is not an April Fool's joke. This is our block this month. It's a very simple block. We're being nice. It's been busy. Quilt retreat.
Yes.
Other stuff going on. So we thought we'd do an easy block. And it isn't a very easy block. So perfect for beginners. Did I already say the name? It's called a half log cabin. And if you're smart, you're saying, why is it not called a quarter log cabin? I don't know. I didn't name it. But Shelley's going to go over the fabrics. At the end, we want to show you why this is such a neat block. So, at that very end. But, all right, Shelley, what fabrics do they need?
Okay, well, we're following along for this year with our focus fabric called Paint Impressions by Hoffman. Okay, and then for this month, we're going to need, obviously, this focus fabric, white, and 2 coordinating colors. Okay, so every one of these starts out as 2.5 inches wide. So I'll just tell you what each one is. So the focus fabric is 2.5 inches square and a 2.5 by 4.5. Okay, then the white, all the 2.5 inch pieces are going to be a 2.5 inch square, another one 4.5 inches, 6.5 inches, 8.5 inches, and 10.5 inches. And that is like 32.5 inches of white. And then for coordinating color 1, it'll be a 6.5 inch piece and an 8.5 inch piece. And for
that would be this inner one.
Right. And then coordinating color 2 will be a 10.5 inch piece and a 12.5 inch piece. Okay.
So there's nothing tricky about sewing this block. The only thing, it really isn't required, but I would suggest that you, the side that you put the shorter piece of the round on, do that each time. It just looks a little neater. It's
right.
not a killer.
Right.
What else? Oh, the instructions for this are on the Valley of the Mist Quilt Guild's website. And I do want to say this is not oversized. You've got to be on your game sewing these 1/4 inch seams. Luckily there aren't very many. So I would say a scant 1/4 inch because it should just come out to the right size.
And it should be obvious to know you always start with the smallest piece.
Yeah.
And we start with the white one.
Right. And actually I have my white, I have pieces. I don't have it subcut, but the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to cut this to the right 2.5 by 2.5, and then I'm going to add the piece of focus to one side, and then to the other side, to an adjacent side, I'm going to add the longer piece, and you keep. I kept pressing out.
Right, to the piece you just added, right?
Yeah, and if you don't like doing that on the white, then those maybe I would press open. I wouldn't press them back in because then they kind of overlap and yeah. Okay, so that's the only thing. We're going to, basically you're going to start in that with the white 2.5 inch corner right here. Add this one, then add this other focus. You do have to press after every time you sew. Then you're going to add the whites, and then you're going to keep going. I'm not sure we have much to share other than when we get to the end. If you want to be checking the sizes, they're going to go up by 2 inches. So we're going to start at 2.5, then the square should be 4.5, 6.5, 8.5, 10.5. 12.5. So you can be checking your size as you go.
Right.
That would be, I think, the only
right
caution that I would have at this point.
Because you definitely want a 12.5 inch square when you're done. So
yeah, it should
be mindful
of
that. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start sewing, and we'll see you in a few minutes. All right, so here we are, finished blocks, and hope you found it easy. It should be. I really couldn't think of anything
I know
that was going to mesh up. But what we did want to show is kind of the beauty of this block when you have a lot of them.
right.
And we're showing it here with these 4, where you can take and make, and it kind of will make a 3D effect with even more, where the next, like it looks like this block is sitting on top of this square and pops out.
Right.
And it does that, and you can do that, or you can actually take it and make just a big block, or
What else were you thinking?
you can turn them opposite like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just very fun to play with, to see. Oh, I think it was more like, was it like this? Maybe. Yeah.
There's different ways.
There's lots of different ways. Definitely, you can Google half log cabins and find out. And I think that's why it's called a half log cabin, not because the block is a half. It's because when you put them together, it kind of splits the log cabin block and makes the bigger look. So okay, so easy month for you. Yeah. So these blocks, if you're doing one for the guild, are due at the May meeting, and I think that's about it.
So.
All right, so see you next month.